Hello students, this is Sudeep Yadav from Spectrum Chemistry, and students, if you are first time visiting to my channel, so please like and subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get a best explanation of NCERT book class 7th subject science. And students, today in this video we are going to discuss the four part of the chapter, that is reproduction in plants. And today in this video we are going to discuss about the sexual reproduction in the plants. So let's see students, what is the sexual reproduction in plants. Now first, sexual reproduction in plants. In sexual reproduction, a male cell is produced by the male part, this is the male part of a flower, which fuses with a female cell produced by the female part of the flower. These cells are called gametes, means the male reproductive part, and the female reproductive part, which will be fused together. These are known as the gametes. These cells are known as the gametes, which when combined form a zygote by the process called the fertilization. So this is known as a fertilization process. Now what are the important parts of the flower which are responsible in the sexual reproduction, to do the sexual reproduction process? So let's see students, what are the important parts of the flower. That is, number first, sepals. These are the green leaf like outermost circle of the flower. All these sepals are together referred to as calyx. The function of the calyx is to protect the flower when it is in bud form. So this is the sepal and its function here we have seen. Now petals, the beautiful and the most attractive part of the flower, that is known as the petals. So these are the colorful and the most attractive part of the flower. These lies inside the sepals, means sepals are protecting the petals. All the petals are together referred to as the corolla, and in case it was the calyx, in case sepals it was the calyx, but in case of the petals it is corolla. These are scented and attract insects for pollination. So this is the important function of the petals. Now stamen, it is the male reproductive organ of a plant. These are the little stalks with swollen top and lies inside the ring of the petals. This stamen is made up of two parts. Number first, filament, and another, the stalk of the stamen is called the filament and the swollen top of the stamen is called the anther. So here in this figure, these all parts of the flower are given here, and you can see. Now the anther contains the pollen grains, means these are the male gametes of the flower. So the anther contains the pollen grains which have the male gamete in it. Pollen grains are exposed when the anther ripens and splits. These appear as the yellow powder like a substance which is sticky in nature. Flowers usually have a number of the stamens in it, and pistil is the female reproductive part of a flower that lies in the center of a flower. These are flask shaped structure which is made up of the three parts, that is stigma, style, and the ovary. The top part of the pistil is called the stigma. It receives the pollen grains from the anther during the pollination. The middle part of the pistil is the tube-like structure called style, which connects stigma to the ovary. The swollen bottom part of the base of the pistil is called the ovary. The ovary makes ovules and stores them. These ovules contain the female sex cells, also called an egg cell. It is the female gametes of the flower. Pistil is also called a carpel. The pistil is surrounded by several stamens. Okay, so the base of the flower on which all the parts of the flowers are attached is called receptacle. Okay, so this was the important things about the flower and its different parts. Now types of the flowers. Actually we can classify the flowers into the two categories. Number first, that is the unisexual flowers, and second one is the bisexual flowers. Okay, so let's see what are the unisexual flowers. The flowers which contains only two reproductive organs, that is either male or the female, okay, are called the unisexual, means only one reproductive part having the any flower, means these are the unisexual flower, are called the unisexual flowers. These are also called as an incomplete flower, means there's either they having only the male reproductive part or either they having only the female reproductive part. For example, that is papaya, watermelon, corn, cucumber. So these are the examples of the unisexual flowers. Now bisexual flower, the flower that contains both reproductive parts, that is male and the female, in a single flower are called a bisexual flower. These are also termed as hermaphrodite. These are also known as hermaphrodite or complete flower. For example, rose, mustard, hibiscus, etc. So these are the examples of the bisexual flower. Okay. Now come to the another topic, that is known as the function of a flower. This is the last topic for today. The function of a flower is to make male and female gametes and also to ensure that fertilization would take place for the seed formation. During the sexual reproduction, male and female gametes fuse to form the zygote. So this is the function of a flower, means the whole reproductive process due to the flower. Okay, means male reproductive part and the female reproductive part will fuse together and they will convert into the zygote and the further development will takes place. So these all are functions of the flower. Okay, so I hope students you must have enjoyed this video. So thank you students.